And how about our guy, Terrence Knighton? Huh? The big fella, gone from New England. What did he put out on social media on the way out?
He said, it's been real, New England. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down. Here's Pat McAfee now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable here from the 38. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. They set up the screen to Martin. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. That one goes for 36 yards.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
They'll run. Martin. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll run for it with Martin. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A lot of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. One receiver to the left is Evans. Winston now. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Robert Mathis in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Roberto Aguayo out now for the Buccaneer field goal try. Back now in Tampa. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And Aguayo's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense.
It's a foot race. 30. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Their dangerous wide receiver, 91 yards. And the Colts have taken the lead here in the 4th. They had just relinquished the lead on the field goal. Ensuing kickoff, they get that lead right back.
So does this come under the heading of you can't keep a good team down?
There you go. That works. Eye for an eye.
I'm with you on that one. Just to be able to break back immediately. Not down at all. No heads down after giving up the lead and coming right back at them. And a special team score, that's like gold in a coach's manual.
So out come the Bucs now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
That play never got off the ground because of the defensive front. They owned the offensive line, which allowed the linebackers to see their openings and run straight to the ball. That's why that play just never had a chance.
Now Jameis on second down. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Ready.
Winston from the gun on third down. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Austin Safarian Jenkins. 76 yards. And the Bucs have taken the lead here in the fourth.
I know we often laugh and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense, but when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter. You got to feel pretty good as a defense. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the gun on third down, Luck. Allen has it, left side. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one. Here's Lott, and he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll make it second down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. On first down, it's gone. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. To throw on second down is Lott. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on third and long. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. 2-point game. They have the football. Their defense was able to do their job. Now can the offense just hold on here, Charles?
And they better, because after the job the defense did to give them the ball back with this lead, it's time for them to seal the deal and allow them to go to the locker room with a victory.
They'll try to seal the deal. Here we go. 5 yards left for the offense. It's second down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. Sheds a second man.
He's building up some momentum, isn't he?
And he gets this one up just shy of the 35 to the 34. And now a first down following that long gain. They come out here in the eye. Another tote for the workhorse, Martin. And he's brought down. 13 yards there on the pickup. And the Buccaneers are going to have a first down. And another timeout taken by the Colts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Winston with a give to Martin. And he takes it across midfield to the 45. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs.
There goes Doug Martin. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Quan Bray now to return this football. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there. On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Chris Conte, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're in a good spot. 2-possession game, barely, but a 2-possession game here late. Now they just have to put this game on ice.
Let's face it, right now, they're talking about ball security, taking care of it, not allowing anything crazy to happen, because we've seen nutty things happen down the stretch, but they also have the security of the scoreboard. With that type of a lead, even if something goes haywire, they're still in good shape.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. And, you know, winning is good for all the obvious reasons. But if for nothing else, it makes tomorrow's film session a little more palatable, doesn't it?
Oh, indeed it does. Sometimes it helps you in the grading because the coaches will look at it, and if it's a borderline play for you, if you won the game, you might get a plus in your column instead of a minus.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin.